Refraction. When light ray travels from one medium into another medium, bends at the surface of separation of the two media. So this is one medium, this is second medium, this is second medium. So here this is the surface of separation of two media. Surface of separation, first medium, second medium, like air for example. This is say glass. So when this light ray travels from air medium into the glass medium, and this is called point of incidence. Point of incidence. This is incident ray. Incident ray. And this is called refracted ray. Refracted ray. And this is point of incidence. So when light ray travels from one medium into another medium, then it bends at the surface of separation of the two media. Here this is the bending of light ray. This bending phenomena is called refraction, we know very well. And what is the refraction law? Law of refraction is Snell's law. Snell's law. What is Snell's law? Refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium. This is sin I by sin R. This is the angle of incidence. Angle between the incident direction and the normal here at the point of incidence. Angle between the normal and refracted ray R. This is the angle of refraction. So sine of angle of incidence by sine of angle of refraction, that ratio remains constant for a given pair of media and for a given wavelength of light used. Suppose if this is a monochromatic light, that is light of single wavelength, light of single wavelength, that is called monochromatic light. So for a given wavelength of the light, for a given pair of media, this ratio remains constant, and that constant is known as refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium. Refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium. So this is Snell's law. And moreover, when this light ray travels from one medium into the other medium, except frequency of the light, every parameter will be changed. That means light has wavelength according to Huygens wave theory. Light propagates in the form of waves. So it has wavelength, it has amplitude or intensity. Light has intensity. Then it has velocity, speed of light. So these are the parameters, properties of light rays. So speed of light changes when medium changes. So in air medium, light has certain velocity, certain speed, and in glass it has a different speed or a different velocity. So speed of light is different in different media. So when light undergoes refraction, that means when light ray propagates from one medium into another medium, so here speed of light changes. If the speed of light in air is or in the first medium is C1, where it enters the second medium, C1 is the velocity or speed of light in the first medium, and C2 is the speed of light in the second medium. Then refractive index of the second medium with respect to the first medium can also be defined like this. Refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium is equal to velocity or speed of light in the first medium divided by speed of light in the second medium, C1 by C2, speed of light in the first medium by speed of light in the second medium. Or in terms of wavelength, it can also be defined like this, lambda 1 by lambda 2, because when light propagates from one medium into another medium, then wavelength of light also changes. If lambda 1 is the wavelength of light in the first medium, lambda 2 is the wavelength of light in the second medium, then refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium can also be defined in terms of wavelength like this. Ratio between wavelength of light in the first medium and wavelength of light in the second medium. So, refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. Second medium means here where it enters the medium, light enters the medium, that is second medium. So, refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. Generally, refractive index is defined for second medium with respect to the first medium. So, refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium can be defined in various ways like this: sin I by sin R, C1 by C2, lambda 1 by lambda 2, like that. And if the refractive index of the medium with respect to air, it is called air or vacuum, it is called absolute refractive index of the medium. That means, suppose if you take a glass, refractive index of glass with respect to air or vacuum, refractive index of glass with respect to air or glass, generally written like this, simply mu. Mu means absolute refractive index of the medium. That means here, without mentioning the first medium is generally taken as the air or vacuum, air medium. So, if the first medium is air or vacuum, then refractive index of the second medium is called absolute refractive index of the medium, and it is denoted by generally by simply mu. Mu means, mu of the glass means first medium is air, mu of water means first medium is air. So, if the first medium is air, then refractive index of the medium is called absolute refractive index. So, absolute refractive index of glass with respect to air is written like this mu, and this mu is equal to sin I by sin R, and here I is angle of incidence in the first medium, that is in generally rarer medium. So, here based on the value of refractive index, if the refractive index is more, it is called a denser medium. If the refractive index is less, it is called a rarer medium. And of course, this is not optical, based on the optical density, not mass density. Mass density is different from optical density, and based on the optical density, so we generally classify the transparent materials into two classes, rarer and denser. So, if the refractive index is more, it is called denser. If the refractive index is less, it is called rarer. And of course, this is also in comparison. If you take glass and air, glass is optically denser than air. Hence, when you compare these two, glass is said to be denser medium, air is said to be rarer medium. Similarly, if you take water and glass, suppose if the light ray propagates from water medium into the glass medium, this is water, this is water. So, light ray propagates from water into the glass medium. In this case, again water is rarer when compared to glass, because refractive index of water with respect to air is approximately 1.33, whereas for glass, ordinary glass, the refractive index is approximately 1.5. That means here 1.5 means this is the refractive index of glass with respect to air. When you compare the refractive index of glass with respect to air, its refractive index is 1.5. Whereas, if you compare refractive index of water with respect to air, it is 1.33. Now, if you take these two media, water and glass, here water has absolute refractive index of 1.33 and glass has refractive index of absolute refractive index of 1.5. Hence, again glass is denser than water, optically denser than water, but water is denser when compared to air. So in that way, if you take the first medium as air, then refractive index is called absolute refractive index, and it is defined like this: absolute refractive index of the medium is equal to sin I by sin R. Here I is angle of incidence in the rarer medium, that is air medium, and angle of refraction in the denser medium. Or you can write this as C in air by C in medium, velocity or speed of light in air by speed of light in the medium, and this is also written like this: wavelength of light in air by wavelength of light in the medium. In this way, if you take a particular medium, transparent medium, refractive index is inversely proportional to speed of light from this. If you take this as the standard one, speed of light in air is constant, refractive index of a particular medium is inversely proportional to speed of light and inversely proportional to wavelength also. Refractive index is inversely proportional to wavelength of light in that medium. So if you take water and glass, since glass has more refractive index, here in this glass speed of light is less when compared to that in water. Similarly, wavelength of light in glass is less when compared to that in water. That way, refractive index of a particular medium is inversely proportional to speed of light and wavelength of light. In this way, you can define refractive index, which represents the amount of bending or amount of refraction when the light ray propagates through that medium, can be defined in various ways like this. So this is Snell's law. Refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium is equal to sin I by sin R, and this is equal to C1 by C2, this is equal to lambda 1 by lambda 2. And if you take specifically the first medium as air, then refractive index of the second medium with respect to the air medium is equal to, generally called absolute refractive index, and it is denoted by like this: mu simply, this is equal to sin I by sin R is equal to C in air by C in medium, speed of light in air by speed of light in medium, wavelength of light in air by wavelength of light in medium. So this is refractive index. And moreover, when light propagates from rarer to denser, it bends towards the normal like this. Here light ray, this is the incident light ray, strikes the surface separating two media, then it bends like this. So here, instead of going straight like this, it has to go straight. Actually, if there is no medium, second medium, if you take homogeneous medium, that means in the same medium if it propagates, it goes straight according to the rectilinear propagation of light. What is rectilinear propagation of light? Light propagates in straight lines, that is rectilinear propagation of light. So if the medium is the same throughout, then there is no change in the direction of the light. It goes straight without any deviation. So that is rectilinear propagation. Now if the medium changes, so here medium changes, hence it bends like this. So undergoes refraction, and here this bending is towards the normal. This is normal at the point of incidence to the surface separating the two media. So here the light ray bends towards the normal, whereas that means when the light ray propagates from rarer to denser, angle of refraction is less than angle of incidence. Angle of refraction is less than angle of incidence, means angle of incidence is greater than angle of refraction. When the light ray propagates from rarer to denser medium, the refracted ray, the light ray bends towards the normal, which means that angle of incidence is more than angle of refraction. So here this angle is less than this angle. Angle of refraction is less than angle of incidence. Whereas when the light ray propagates from denser to rarer, so the light ray can also propagate from denser to rarer. If you take this is say water. Suppose here a small candle or lamp or bulb is kept here inside the water. Then if you observe the bulb in air, then light rays from this bulb go like this. So this is the light ray coming from the bulb. Then it strikes here. So this is the surface of separation of air and water. This is air. This is water. So this is point of incidence. Point of incidence. This is normal to the surface at the point of incidence. Hence here this is called angle of incidence. Angle of incidence is the angle made by the incident ray with the normal. Here light ray travels from denser into the rarer medium like this. So this is refracted ray. So here light ray bends like this. It bends away from the normal. So it has to go straight like this. It goes straight like this. Instead of that, so it is bending like this. So here this light ray bends away from the normal. So this is angle of refraction here. Angle of incidence. This is angle of incidence. Angle of incidence. And this is angle of refraction. So here the light ray, refracted ray, bends away from the normal. So in this case, when the light ray propagates from denser to rarer, the angle of incidence is less than angle of refraction. Angle of incidence is less than angle of refraction. So angle of refraction is more than angle of incidence. That way, when the light ray propagates from rarer to denser, bending will be generally towards the normal. Hence, angle of refraction is less than angle of incidence. When the light ray propagates from denser to rarer, in this case, light ray bends away from the normal like this. Hence, angle of incidence is less than angle of refraction, or angle of refraction is more than angle of incidence. Moreover, what happens to the angle of refraction if angle of incidence changes? When angle of incidence changes, angle of refraction also changes. So here, if the angle of incidence goes on increasing, then the light ray moves towards the surface of separation like this. It bends away from the normal, and angle of incidence is increased. When the angle of incidence is increased, then angle of refraction also increases. Then the light ray, refracted light ray, moves towards the surface of separation, and at one particular angle of incidence, which is called critical angle. So here, if this I becomes C, called critical angle, angle of incidence in the denser medium, where the refracted ray touches the surface of separation like this. So it touches the surface of separation. It go like this. When at a particular angle of incidence in the denser medium. So this is the refracted ray. This is incident ray. And here this angle of incidence. So this is I is equal to C. And this specific angle of incidence in the denser medium, where the refracted ray touches the surface of separation, is called critical angle. This is called critical angle. Critical angle. This C is called critical angle. So this is in the denser medium. So here, when the angle of incidence becomes the critical angle, that means it is a particular angle in the denser medium at which the angle of refraction becomes 90 degree. This is 90 degree. Angle of refraction becomes 90 degree. This particular angle, here this particular angle of incidence in the denser medium is called critical angle, where angle of refraction is 90 degree. This is critical angle. Now, in this case, if you take, you write the Snell's law. If you write the Snell's law, this case, so refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium, in general we write like that. So here second medium is air. So refractive index of air with respect to denser medium. Here this is denser medium, water here. In this example we have taken water. So in general if you write denser medium. So refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. First medium means where the light ray starts. Second medium is where it enters. So refractive index of second medium, that is refractive index of second medium is air. Refractive index of air with respect to denser, this is equal to sin I by sin R. So here sin I by sin R, this is Snell's law. In this case, when the light ray propagates from denser to rarer medium. Here this angle of incidence is called critical angle and written like this, C. So sin C divided by sin R. What is R here? 90 degree. So this is 90 degree. R is 90 degree. Then what is the value of sin 90 degree? Sin 90 degree is 1. So you can write refractive index of air with respect to denser. This is equal to sin C. Then what is a refractive index of denser with respect to rarer? And if you take refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium, then it can be written like this: 1 by refractive index of first medium with respect to second medium. Refractive index of second with respect to first is equal to 1 by refractive index of first with respect to second. So in that way, here if you write refractive index of denser with respect to rarer with respect to air is equal to 1 by refractive index of air with respect to denser. But here refractive index of air with respect to denser is sin C. So you can write this as 1 by sin C. So this is relation between refractive index of the denser medium and critical angle. So refractive index of denser medium with respect to air, that is rarer of course, is equal to 1 by sin C, where C is critical angle. So in general, if you generalize this, absolute refractive index mu is equal to 1 by sin C. Absolute refractive index of the denser medium is equal to 1 by sin critical angle. So this is relation between refractive index of the denser medium and the critical angle in that medium. So mu is equal to 1 by sin C. Or you can write, suppose you instead of air, if there are two different media, then you can write refractive index of, you can write like this: refractive index of glass with respect to water, for example. Refractive index of glass with respect to water, this is equal to 1 by sin C of glass with respect to water. That means when the light ray propagates from glass to water, then angle of incidence in the glass is the critical angle. Then 1 by sin C of glass with respect to water is equal to refractive index of glass with respect to water. And you can also write like this: this is equal to, this is relative refractive index. When the two media are different other than air, then refractive index of glass with respect to water can be written as in terms of absolute refractive indices. Refractive index of glass by refractive index of water, and the first medium is air. These are two different media. So instead of relative refractive index, you can write like this: refractive index of glass with respect to water is equal to absolute refractive index of glass by absolute refractive index of water. Absolute means when you compare the refractive index of glass with respect to air, that is absolute. Similarly here, refractive index of water, absolute refractive index of water means refractive index of water with respect to air. So this is some relation. In this way, refractive index can be defined in various ways. So refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium is equal to sin I by sin R. I angle of incidence in the first medium, angle of refraction in the second medium speed of light in the first medium by speed of light in the second medium, wavelength of light in the first medium by wavelength of light in the second medium. And you can also write refractive index of the denser medium is equal to 1 by sine critical angle. If there are two different optical media other than air, then refractive index of one medium with respect to another medium, that is refractive index of glass with respect to water, like that, suppose, is equal to 1 by sine C of glass with respect to water. And you can also write like this, absolute refractive index of glass by absolute refractive index of water. So this is refraction, refractive index, Snell's law, and the critical angle. Suppose here, if the angle of incidence is more than critical angle, suppose critical angle is say some 45 degree. So when the light ray propagates from denser to rarer, until the angle of incidence is 45 degree, there is refraction, there is refracted ray. If the angle of incidence is exactly 45 degree, then the light ray just simply traces, or it simply grazes the surface of separation. That means it touches the surface of separation like this. If the angle in this denser medium is more than 45 degree, that is say some 46 degree, then what happens? So when the light ray propagates from denser medium into the rarer medium, if the angle of incidence in the denser medium is more than the critical angle, angle of incidence in the denser medium is more than the critical angle, I is greater than, here I is greater than C, I is greater than C, angle of incidence is more than critical angle, then what happens? So the light ray does not undergoes refraction, but simply undergoes internally reflection like this. So if the angle of incidence in the denser medium is more than critical angle, then light ray does not gets refracted. That means it does not goes into the second medium, but undergoes internal reflection. That means it reflects back into the same denser medium. Moreover, here the light ray completely undergoes refraction. Hence it is called total internal reflection. So in the case of total internal reflection, if the angle of incidence is more than critical angle, and if the light ray propagates from denser to rarer, then the light ray does not gets refracted, but it reflects internally. That means it completely reflects into the same medium. Hence this type of reflection is called total internal reflection. So there is small difference between this type of reflection and a normal reflection, where here if you take this is a transparent surface like a glass, then light ray strikes the surface, part of it is reflected and the remaining part is refracted into the glass. This is partial reflection. But whereas here in this particular case, when the light ray propagates from denser to rarer, first condition, this is possible only, this total internal reflection is possible only when the light ray propagates from denser to the rarer medium. If the angle of incidence is more than critical angle, then the light ray reflects completely into the same denser medium, and this is called total internal reflection. Total internal reflection. Okay, so we have discussed about refraction, what is refraction, and what is Snell's law, and what are the various definitions or expressions for refractive index in terms of speeds of light in the two media, in terms of wavelength of light in the two media, and in terms of angles made by the corresponding rays, incident ray, refracted ray with the normal, sin I by sin R. So this is Snell's law, refractive index. And in terms of critical angle, and critical angle is applicable for denser medium only. So if C is the critical angle in the denser medium, then refractive index of that denser medium is defined like this, mu is equal to 1 by sin C. And in terms of absolute refractive indices of two media. You can write refractive index of denser with respect to rarer is equal to absolute refractive index of denser by absolute refractive index of rarer. Here water is rarer and glass is optically denser, like that. Now based on these, so you can do some problems. The refractive indices of glass and water are 3/2 and 4/3 respectively. The refractive index of glass with respect to water is, so here absolute refractive indices of glass and water are given as, this is 3/2. This is absolute refractive index of glass, and absolute refractive index of water as 4/3. We have to find the refractive index of glass with respect to water. So this has to be established. So absolute refractive indices of glass and water are given like this. Mu G is equal to 3/2, mu water equal to 4/3. That means by default here this is air, this is air. Refractive index of glass with respect to air is given as 3/2. Refractive index of water with respect to air as is given as 4/3. We have to find the refractive index of glass with respect to water. So this can be expanded like this. Refractive index of glass with respect to water means refractive index of glass with respect to air by refractive index of water with respect to air. Refractive index of glass with respect to water means absolute refractive index of glass by absolute refractive index of water. And here this is given as 3/2 by, this is given as 4/3. So this is 3/2 into 3/4, 9/8. So refractive index of glass with respect to water is equal to 9/8. Next problem. Time taken by sunlight to pass through a window of thickness 4 millimeter with refractive index 1.5, and the speed of light in vacuum is given as 3 into 10 power 8. So here sunlight passes through a window of thickness, this is the window of thickness 4 millimeter. So this is the window, thickness is 4 millimeter, and its refractive index. So here it may be made of some glass, it may be made of some glass, and this material refractive index is given as 1.5. So this is the refractive index of this material, 1.5. Now we have to find the time taken by the sunlight to pass through this window. So we have to calculate T, time taken by the light ray. This is the light ray passing through window. So we have to find the time taken by this light ray to travel through this window. What is speed? Speed is equal to distance by time taken. Then time is equal to, you can write distance x by speed. So time taken is equal to distance by speed. So here we have to find the speed of light in the glass medium or in this medium. So T is equal to, time taken is equal to distance. Distance means here thickness, thickness of this window by light velocity or light speed of light in that window. So speed of light in that window, say if it is a glass medium, Cg, speed of light in glass. And here x is given as 4 millimeter. So x is given as 4 millimeter. That is 4 into 10 power minus 3 meter. This millimeter should be converted into meter. So 4 into 10 power minus 3 meter. Now we have to find the speed of light in the glass medium. If you know speed of light in the glass medium, then you can calculate time taken for the light ray to pass through the window. But it is not given directly. but refractive index of this medium is given as, so refractive index of glass with respect to air or vacuum is given as 1.5. But we know in terms of speeds of light, refractive index of glass with respect to air can be written like this. So this is C in air by C in the glass medium. From the definition of refractive index of denser medium with respect to air or vacuum is given as speed of light in air or vacuum by speed of light in the glass medium. And here speed of light in vacuum is given as, speed of light in air or vacuum is given as 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. So speed of light in air or vacuum almost same. So speed of light in air or vacuum is equal to 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. This is the given data. So from these two, you can write speed of light in glass Cg is equal to C in air by refractive index. So here C in air is air or vacuum, 3 into 10 power 8 divided by refractive index of glass is 1.5. So 1.5 2 times. So 2 into 10 power 8 meter per second. So speed of light in glass is equal to 2 into 10 power 8. Therefore, time taken by the light to pass through the window is equal to thickness, or distance means thickness. Thickness is 4 into 10 power minus 3. 4 into 10 power minus 3 divided by speed of light in glass. Speed of light in glass is 2 into 10 power 8. 2 into 10 power 8 2 times. So this is equal to 2 into, so when this 8 becomes minus 8 when it goes to the numerator, and already there is minus 3 minus 8 minus 11 seconds, or you can write this as 0.02 into 10 power minus 9 second, that is 0.02 nanosecond. 10 power minus 9 is called nano, so 0.02 nanoseconds. So this is the time taken by the light to pass through the window of thickness 4 millimeter having a refractive index of 1.5. So here we have to calculate the speed of light in the window first of all, and that can be obtained from refractive index definition. Another problem. If the wavelength of light in air is 7200 angstrom unit, then the wavelength of same light in the glass is. So here wavelength of light in air is given as 7500 angstrom units. And we have to calculate wavelength of light in glass, and given that refractive index of glass as 1.5. So wavelength of light in air is given as 7200. So wavelength of light in air is given as 7200 angstrom units. Refractive index of glass is given as 1.5. We have to calculate wavelength of light in the glass medium. What is the relation between refractive index and wavelengths? So refractive index of glass with respect to air, that is absolute refractive index. This is equal to lambda in air by lambda in glass. In terms of wavelengths, this is the definition for refractive index. So lambda in air is given as 7200 angstrom units by lambda in glass. Hence lambda in glass is equal to 7200 divided by mu. Here what is mu? 1.5. So this is 1.5. This is equal to 72,000 by 115. Then it becomes 15,460, 120, 800. So 4800 angstrom units. So in terms of wavelengths, we have to write the expression for refractive index. So refractive index of glass with respect to air is equal to wavelength of light in air by wavelength of light in the glass medium. And here this is given as 7200 angstrom units. So you can get the wavelength of light in the glass medium as 4800 angstrom units. In that way, when the light ray propagates from one medium into another medium, then wavelength changes. Wavelength of the given light changes. Now take another problem. The reflected and refracted rays are observed to be perpendicular to each other when ray of light is incident at an angle of 60 degree on a transparent block. The refractive index of that block is. So here light is incident on a block, transparent block. This is the light ray which strikes the surface, incident to the surface. Then what happens? Then part of it is, this is normal here. So part of it is reflected like this. Remaining part is refracted into the medium. So this is the situation. Here angle of incidence is given as 60 degree. Angle of incidence is given as 60 degree. And the angle between reflected and refracted rays, this is reflected ray, and this is refracted ray. And in the problem it is found that the reflected and refracted rays goes perpendicular to one another. So angle between these two is 90 degree. Now we know that from the law of reflection, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So when this is 60 degree angle of incidence, then this angle, this is angle of reflection, this is also 60. And this is angle of refraction, here this R is angle of refraction. So here the total angle is 180 degree. This is 60, this is 90. So 60 plus 90 plus R is equal to 180 degree. Because, so this is the normal, here this angle is 180 degree. This is 180 degree. And this is surface of separation. This is reflected and this is refracted. So this angle is 90 degree, this angle is 60 degree. And this is angle of refraction. So 60 plus 90 plus R equal to 180. Then angle of refraction is 30 degree. So angle of refraction is 30 degree. Okay. So here angle of incidence is 60 degree, angle of refraction is 30 degree. And we have to find the refractive index. So refractive index mu is equal to, from Snell's law, sin I by sin R. So refractive index mu is equal to sin I by sin R, angle of incidence by angle of refraction. So angle of incidence is given as 60 degree. And here, instead of giving this angle of refraction directly, so he given that reflected ray and refracted ray, they move at right angles to one another. At right angles means angle between those two rays is 90 degree. So this is 90 degree. Angle of incidence is 60. From law of reflection, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. So when this is 60, this is also 60. 60 plus 90 plus R. This entire thing is 180 degree. Hence angle of refraction is 30. So I is equal to 60, R is equal to 30. Then from Snell's law, mu is equal to sin I by sin R, refractive index is equal to refractive index of this second medium with respect to the first medium, sin I is 60, sin 60 by sin 30 degree. So refractive index mu is equal to sin 60, value of sin 60 is root 3 by 2 by sin 30, value of sin 30 is half. So this half cancels. Then this is root 3. Root 3 means 1.732. So this is value of refractive index. Next problem. The velocity of light in air is 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. And velocity of light in a medium is 2 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Then critical angle for this pair is. So here velocity of light in air is given as 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. Velocity of light in a medium is given as 2 into 10 power 8 meter per second. And he is asked critical angle. So critical angle, generally written as C, is equal to how much? What is the definition or expression for refractive index in terms of critical angle? We know that mu is equal to 1 by sin C. So here mu means refractive index of denser with respect to rarer. And in terms of speeds of light, refractive index of denser with respect to rarer can be written as C in air, speed of light in air, by speed of light in the medium. So 1 by sin C is equal to C in air by C in medium. Then sin C is equal to critical angle, sin of critical angle is equal to, from these two, C in medium by C in air. And here C in medium, speed of light in medium is given as 2 into 10 power 8 divided by speed of light in air is given as 3 into 10 power 8. So this is equal to 2 by 3. Hence sin C equal to 2 by 3, or C is equal to sin inverse 2 by 3. When sin C is equal to 2 by 3, then C is written like this, sin inverse trigonometric functions under sin inverse 2 by 3. Then next problem. The critical angle for light going from a medium in which wavelength is 4000 angstrom units to medium in which its wavelength is 6000 angstrom units. So here critical angle for light going from a medium, generally critical angle is for which medium? Denser medium. So here wavelength of light in denser medium is given as 4000 angstrom units. 4000 angstrom units. Wavelength of light in denser medium is given as 4000 angstrom units, and wavelength of light in rarer medium is given as 6000 angstrom units. In general, wavelength of light is less in denser medium, wavelength of light is greater value in rarer medium. And here we have to calculate the critical angle. What is critical angle? So we know that refractive index is equal to 1 by sin C. Refractive index means refractive index of denser with respect to rarer. In terms of wavelengths, what is the refractive index? Wavelength of light in rarer by wavelength of light in denser. This is rarer medium. Wavelength of light in rarer by wavelength of light in denser medium. So this is 1 by sin C. So sin C is equal to wavelength of light in denser by wavelength of light in rarer. So wavelength of light in denser is 4000. So 4000 angstrom units divided by wavelength of light in rarer medium is 6000 angstrom units. 3 zeros cancel. So this is equal to 4 by 6, 2 by 3. So this is sin C equal to 2 by 3. Then C is equal to sin inverse. C is equal to sin inverse 2 by 3. So this is critical angle. So in terms of wavelengths, you can write refractive index of denser with respect to rareness, wavelength of light in rarer medium by wavelength of light in denser medium. This is equal to 1 by sin c, critical angle. So from that you can write critical angle as sin inverse 2 by 3.